right, now to Jamaican Premier League, mad dash to the
This
end.
a really tough.
Games concluded. Mercy. Chapelton, Bata Bruce Police, Spanish Town Police, 6-2. I think this is it, Junior. I think we can stick a fork in the squaddy. Them gone.
Oh, I'm done long time. Man.
Them gone. Chapelton defeated Spanish Town 6-2. Harbour View, much needed victory over Montego Bay United 4-3. Portmore and Arnett. Huh?
Yeah, 2 red cards. Portmore had 2 red cards. Other guys had 1.
But that's a huge, huge victory for Arnett Gardens. And we'll look at the standing here in a second. That's huge. Treasure Beach 1-0 over Dunby Holden. Cavalier leading Racing 2-0. Of course, Cavalier holding on to that final 6th place in the standing. Let's look at the Jamaican Premier League standing, family. Yep, Cavalier holding on to that final Premier League standing playoff spot, Junior.
Yeah.
I guess this Racing Cavalier game, Arnett Gardens was hoping for Racing to defeat Cavalier. I guess not gonna happen.
No. So Cavalier going leapfrog Racing now then.
No, they won't. I think it's.
Oh no, the live
yeah,
table.
yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at live table. The live, okay.
Harbour View Junior is in the relegation zone. We can call Spanish Town Police relegated, but the Stars of the East, Harbour View, in the relegation zone. I guess Lenward Teacher Hyde didn't write the ship properly, Junior.
And Mullines and Treasure Beach have a game in hand, which is key.
Why are you like this? Why you have to point out that?
No, because it shows how dire Harbour View straight, how dire their straights are. Because right now Mullines and Treasure Beach can lose a game, and Harbour View is still in the relegation zone. Well, yeah. Because look at Mullines' goal difference versus Harbour View.
Yeah.
Good God Almighty. -20.
Yeah, Harbour View in a spot of bother.
Hold on. But Spanish Town Police have -76 goal. Mama.
Yeah, they were not ready, Junior. They were not ready. Big up to Woolry Wolf over there as a new coach. Imagine you take a job over Spanish Town Police right now, Woolry. I mean, Wolf. I mean, you just are prepared for whatever may comes, which is the 2nd division.
Well, we don't even know if he's still going to be there next year. But as the season wind down, though, like you said, Arnett Gardens was hoping for some help from Racing, but that help is not forthcoming. So,
and 3 games remaining in the season. So 3 games, including today. So 2 games after today.
So then, what for watch Mount Pleasant and Portmore, because Portmore is still within a shout of the automatic qualification part, right?
Yes, that number 2 spot, that first round bye, right?
Right, but then they're trailing by a win, and Mount Pleasant have a game in hand. So you know what? It's already sealed up here, man.
But
let me see if any of these teams play against Spanish Town Police, them have a chance over the next 3.
So I think Mount Pleasant plays Spanish Town Police.
Yeah, man, it done.
I think Mount Pleasant. In fact, I think I have. Let me find the schedule here of the teams in the relegation battle. In fact, I can just pull it up right here. No, so yeah, they don't. So the Spanish Town Police has 2 more games. They play Arnett and they play Racing United. So they don't play Mount Pleasant. So May 5th and May 6th, they round out their 2 games. So yeah, Spanish Town Police. So Arnett will be definitely looking to try to get those 3 points because it still have a little bit of hope to get back to get that final playoff spot.
Yeah.
And as for Harborview will play Mullines and they round out their season against Cavalier Junior. This Harborview versus Mullines game on the 5th of May.
That's watch along worthy.
That is watch along worthy game. That is watch along worthy. But where are we gonna watch it, Junior? If Pivot locked down the stream.
Yeah.
This is Much Watch TV. When is the 5th of May?
Tuesday.
That's Sunday.
Tuesday.
The 5th of May? Is that Tuesday? Is that Sunday?
No, 5th of May is next Tuesday, sir.
Whoa. Okay.
Tuesday night game.
Okay, now how that game if it happen upon a week in a middle of week, Bridget?
That's the midweek game, and that's prime time.
Looking at the other, so Harborview has Mullines and Cavalier. So I think Arnett Gardens goose cooked right there, so because Cavalier is gonna get those 3 points. And Mullines has 3 games in hand. Mullines has Tivoli tomorrow. They play Tivoli tomorrow. They face Harborview and they round out the season against Treasure Beach. Tivoli doesn't have anything to play for.
Nope.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Mullines beat them tomorrow.
Yep, me too.
Yo, Mullines, walk with a money girl, son.
Hey, give yourself a chance.
Give yourself a chance. Well, all right, and then for the final playoff spot, top 6 go through. 3 to 6 will play off for 1 to 2. 1 and 2 will have a bye. First round bye. Cavalier has Tivoli, and they run out the season against Harborview. And again, Tivoli have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
And then Arnett Garden has Spanish Town Police, and they round out against Chaputancy. So Arnett Garden needs Cavalier to lose 2 games. Or lose 1 and drop points and draw 1. Right? Is that
You know, it's like, you know what I look fun?
Yeah.
If Bullet have a chance.
Chance of what? they will stay up. They will survive. Yeah, man, them safe this year. One thing they can't stop Bullet, them not get relegated this year.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So that's the lay of the land in the Jamaican Men's Premier League. Let's look at the scores in the Jamaican Women's Premier League before we go my Yawd family. And I want to big up the people running the Women's Premier League website because they're good with the scores. The website is updated and with the latest scores. So I have to give those who are running the Women's Premier League website credit because sometimes you go over Jamaican Premier League website, cha-cha. All right, so in the Jamaican Women's Premier League weekend action, Proven Girls defeated Cavalier 1-0. Real Mona defeated UWI 2-0. Real Mona looking good. Arnett 6 over Wi-Fi United. Los Perfectors 4-1 over Federal United. Real Mobile and Mile Gully drew 0-0. Springers pick up an 11-piece meal from Fraser's Whip, Junior.
Yeah.
And
so the Fraser's Whip Invitational continues.
Yes, that's Fraser's Whip. Fraser's Whip Invitational continues. Just reminding listeners, the lay of the land in the Jamaican Women's Premier League. I think there are 2 more rounds of games remaining, or 3 games remaining. Let me get this thing out. And so the playoff spot top 2 teams will advance to the semi-final. And let me get this. Arnett and Cavalier leading Group B. Wi-Fi, United, and Real Mona make up the top 4. Of course, top 2 teams. Yo.
Yep.
And over in Group. So Arnett Gardens on 22
points.
22 points. And Cavalier. So it's pretty much Arnett and Cavalier out of Zone B. Zone A.
But Cavalier is 7 points behind. Them goose cook.
Yeah, and over in Zone B, Fraser's Whip and Los Perfectors leading that zone. So
Your Fraser's Whip have a plus 45 goal difference.
Yeah.
In 8 games.
Yeah, but Junior, check this out though. We don't see any team in the Women's Premier League that has a minus 76 goal difference though.
True.
We don't see a team has a minus 76 goal difference. You're not ready to play a ball, Bridget. Yeah, right, that you know.